This is We Bleed Orange and Black, the podcast for Halloween and horror lovers. And this is my audio diary of StokerCon 2025. Recording audio of the creepy elevator.
Oh, okay.
So I hit every button, every floor on the way down. I apologize.
That's fine. No, I want to hear.
And now you know.
Okay, I am Nathaniel Darkish, and I'm shouting out the podcast Stream Kings, which co-host.
I'm NJ Gallegos, and I, too, will shout out the Scream Kings podcast, which I also co-host.
All right, pull a topic, pull some candy.
What is your favorite local monster, ghost, cryptid, or urban legend? Well, I live in Utah, so most of our ghosts and stuff are kind of mostly boring. There's like lots of very polite ghosts that will be nice to you in Brigham Young's house or something like that. So, I mean, probably my favorite is there's old, owned by the Catholic Church, like camp that was that in local legends became known as the nunnery. Allegedly, they would send pregnant nuns there to secretly deal with that problem, and lots of like interesting rumors about it. You know, people claiming to see ghosts of nuns crying over dead children and all sorts of upsetting things. But then eventually, the people who then later bought that property hired some security guards that actually chained up a bunch of teenagers who were there seeking around ghost hunting in a pool by the neck for like 12 hours until cops showed up and then arrested the security guards. So that's I guess my fun local story legend thing. And I got Nickel Nip mini drinks. Bite 'em, drink 'em, chew 'em.
Wax bottles.
I got Lucky Lights candy, which is candy cigarettes. I didn't even know they still sold these, so I'm pretty excited.
I know a guy.
I'm gonna be like taking the edge off all weekend. And then my question is, what is your favorite candy? Oddly enough, as a lesbian, this is weird to say, but I really like sugar daddies.
You don't have to start every sentence with "as a lesbian."
As a lesbian spokeswoman, I quite like licking a sugar daddy.
All right, thank you.
Floor 3.
All right, my name is Hazel Zorn. I'm the author of Reef Mind, a weird horror, coastal horror from Tenebris Press. Let's see, these are dots. I have found some dots. What is your least favorite candy? Ooh, huh. You know, I know they're not Mike and Ike's, but they're these like licorice things that are coated in like pink and white. I forget what they're called.
Good plenties?
Oh, I hate those. Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Yeah, fucking hate them. Yeah, awful candy. Run away.
You'll find none in here.
Okay, well, I'm glad I didn't pick it. I like the dots. Those are fine.
Awesome. That's it.
All right, thanks.
It's a haunted elevator.
It's a haunted elevator. Yeah, well, you know, a lot of them are.
Floor 2.
Listen. Floor 2. Oh, it's us.
I think this is.
Yep, this is us. Thank you.
All right, if you never see me again, you know why.
We'll know which one to tell them.
We're going down. Going down.
My name is Emma Cole. I'm an editor at Harlequin, acquiring horror romance. And my candy is Crackle with crisp rice. And my question is, oh God, what is your biggest fear? Sounding like an idiot on a horror podcast, I'm pretty sure. I don't have like a pat answer for this. I'm really terrified of having this book come out, and not resonating with any readers, to be perfectly honest.
I think that is the most relatable thing anyone has said, other than Hazel, who said that Good and Plenty's are the grossest candy.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Hi, my name's Mike Boulerice. My debut novella is Feeding the Wheel, coming out July 25th from Dead Sky Publishing. Now it's time for me to get some candy. Let's see what I got here. Ooh, I got a Hershey's milk chocolate. Very nice. Okay, time for a question. What was your first horror book? Oh my god. Oh, what was that one with, like, Viola Swamp? Like, there was the teacher that wasn't getting respected by her kids, so she actually dressed up, like, as the substitute, her own substitute.
The worst witch substitute or something?
It was something like that.
Yeah,
I just remember the teacher, and she had this, like, big nose, and she was like super mean, and all the kids were terrified.
Yeah.
And then when the teacher came back, like, dressing normally, they were super well behaved, and they're like, we'll never be bad again.
It's like a kid's primer for gaslighting.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, which is good because we need that. There's a lot of that in this world. So, yeah, absolutely. Oh, it terrified me as a kid. Oh, my God.
Don't trust any adults.
Oh, yeah, no, they're all terrible. And it's true. And now that we're all adults, we're all terrible.
And incepting kids with the idea that maybe the nice version of her is also a costume that she can take off at any time.
Yeah, like, where is the true face? We just keep pulling them off. And there's just a mask after another mask after another mask.
That's really fucking
That's
good.
awful for a 6-year-old to
It's
learn.
awful for a 6-year-old, but important.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for having me.
Tamara K. Sellman, and current book coming out in July is Rain Shadows, Dark Tales from Washington State. All right. Oh, this is good. Dots. I don't really like dots.
Candy dots are a nice stress test for your molars.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They're also like edible ellipses.
Yes. Every dentist's favorite candy.
Yes, that's right.
And your topic?
What was your first horror movie? Oh my gosh, this is a great question. You wouldn't know by looking at me, but I saw Carrie in the theater back in the mid-70s without my parents. I was a preteen, so I think I was 11. Not a really good movie for an 11-year-old child to see.
The cusp of womanhood?
Yeah.
Nothing to really get you excited.
Let's say I saw that before I saw Star Wars, and I liked Carrie a lot better.
So Tamara is being coy. She says you wouldn't know to look at her, but she's literally drenched from head to toe in blood.
Yes, yeah. It's mingled with the sweat from the humidity here in Stamford, Connecticut, which I'm not used to.
All right. Thanks, Tamara.
Sure. It's fun.
My name is Sacha Brown. I'm here at StokerCon because I'm nominated for a Stoker for short fiction for my story To the Wolves, which appears in Weird Horror magazine by Undertow Press, one of my favorite magazines, and you should subscribe to it. Now I'm going to pick candy. All right, I got a Tootsie Pop that I'm almost certainly going to save for my kid because he is into these and I'm not. What is your favorite horror movie? Oh, fuck me, that's really hard. Well, I'll tell you what, I saw Sinners just last week, and it's extremely good. I thought it was magnificent. I think Ryan Coogler is one of my new favorite directors. Highly recommend that you see it. It's out on streaming-ish now.
Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Katrina Carruth. At Katrina Carruth Author on Instagram. I currently have my first novel on submission, and yeah, that's gonna sell like tomorrow. My first question, what was your first horror movie? Oh, I don't think it's technically a horror movie, but it scared the shit out of me. The Dark Crystal traumatized me My entire life I was convinced there was a Skeksis in my basement and it was going to climb into my bed and disintegrate, and I still can't watch The Dark Crystal without having a total mental breakdown.
Wait.
Speed. Speed, sound, rolling.
All right, so my name is Stevie Morley. I am a graduate student at San Jose State University, getting my master's in library and information sciences, focusing on archives and special collections. Say that 5 times fast. I am reaching into the bag, not looking. There's a thing that rattles.
Those are mints. Ignore that.
Okay, I'm not gonna go for the mints. Okay, I feel something that's maybe a Tootsie Roll. Oh no, it's a fruit chew. It is orange flavor.
Yes, those are the delicious fruity Tootsie Rolls.
Yes, I remember these from childhood.
People sleep on those. Those are pretty good.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna put that to the side, and now I'm going for a little slip of paper. Here we go. What is your favorite local monster, ghost, cryptid, or urban legend? Ooh. You know what? I really love the elevator game.
Oh. It's an LA classic.
You're familiar with the elevator game. I became aware of it through a podcast called Tanis, which is a very fun podcast in the paranormal vein. I love the idea of there being like a cheat code to get into some other realm, and like it requires a certain amount of self-discipline, because like when the woman comes into the elevator, you can't look at her, whatever she does, you can't interact with her, you can't acknowledge her, or else who knows what. Like that's the thing, is like I don't know what happens if you talk to her. And then I was reading Sophia Ajram's coup de grace that involves the elevator game, and I lost my mind. And I was very excited. So yeah, I mean, not any shade on cryptids, ghosts, monsters. There's so many wonderful options, but if I had to pick just one, I find it a fun, interactive thing that could destroy my life.
4, 7.
Hey, I'm William Sterling. I'm the editor for Punk Goes Horror, and my Instagram handle is @spooky_Sterling, and let's get some candy. Oh my gosh, I got the Tootsie Roll Fruit Chews, which are, controversial opinion, so vastly superior to the normal Tootsie Rolls. It's a lime one, not top of the rankings there, but at least it's a fruit chew. Love it. Thank you. All right, going in for a topic. Theme music. What is your least favorite candy? I don't do Almond Joys, or what's the coconut equivalent? Mounds? Yeah, I don't do Almond Joys or Mounds. Like the texture right in the middle of those things just throws me every time. I'm like, no, I want this to be a Twix or a Kit Kat. Like, give me that like satisfying crunch, not this thing is crumbling in my mouth crunch.
All right, the teams have their monsters. I need a number from 1 to 12, not 2 or 7. Al. 9. All right. Team Neverborn, who is your monster? Medusa.
Hi, my name is Pauline Chow. I wrote Chasing Moonflowers, which will be out in July 1st. And it's a gothic historical fantasy taking place in 1925 Hong Kong. And I'm going to pick a candy. Let's see. La 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 la. Oh, I got a Tootsie Roll. Yay. It looks like a poop. Yay! And then? Oh, question. What puts you in the Halloween mood? I guess nice weather, like the Halloween weather. Yep. Crunchy leaves on the ground. And the opportunity for the thinning of the veil. And then like every year you can like supposedly put a wish into the veil, and then as it closes, it'll be there, it'll marinate, and you can pull it back out and see what happens within the year. Yeah, and so like, you know, I'm always excited about what monster will come up for me from my last year's wish.
Awesome, thank you.
Team Witchfinder General Knowledge. Freddy Krueger. And these two horrifying icons will be meeting in Dead Man's Swamp.
Hey, hello, this is Jonathan Gensler. You can find me at jonathangensler.com. And my most recent short story just came out in the anthology The Midnight Labyrinth from Grendel Press. It's called Into the Casbah. It takes a look at what happens if a U.S. Army infantry squad encounters a timeless maze in the desert. I'm going to grab a piece of candy now. Oh, we got a blue vanilla-flavored fruit chew by the Tootsie Roll Company. Do I eat this or do I get my topic?
That's up to you.
Just get the topic. What was your first horror book? Like that I read?
Yeah.
Ooh, the first horror book that I read. I think I'm going to have to go with, I think I was like 6 years old and I read Bunnicula, The Celery Stalks at Midnight. And I still have it, that original paperback, and I have introduced it to all three of my kids, none of whom are the same child that I was. That was definitely it. It was definitely Bunnicula, little paperback, The Celery Stalks at Midnight. I loved it. I still love it. If you haven't read it, Vampire Pet Rabbit scares the heck out of the family's other pets. It's pretty creepy, but pretty fun. Very appropriate for a 6-year-old.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Sure, I can try to listen. These things will really talk to me in such a...
Yeah, you can, they come in. And the temperature is changing when it goes off, like significantly, at least 10 degrees around where it's picking up.
I really want to go to the stone that I was drawn to.
Yeah, go to it.
I asked them if that was okay, and there was a lot of mumbling.
All right, so I'm Bridget Brave. Currently, I've got in the works Motel Sick coming out from Rochambeau Press. I have a story in that one, and then also another big announcement from Rochambeau coming soon in regard to me. And yeah, I'm going to draw my piece of candy. I got a Mr. Goodbar, and let's see what I can get for a question. Can you recommend a horror book? I absolutely can. So I recently finished God of Hungry Walls by Garrett Cook. And it is much bleaker than I usually enjoy, but oh my God, it impacted me so hard. I stayed up at night thinking about it. I would absolutely recommend that book.
They said you were right. I just want to say that I really acknowledge this person that's here, and I really just want to say I acknowledge their death of March 21st, the first day of spring, in a time of rebirth. Oh. It was their ending, and it's kind of beautiful in a way.
Yeah. All right. So you're not asking me these things. I'm just saying them. Okay. Danger Slater, author of Starlit, the book that I want to point everyone's attention to who's listening to this. And what was the other thing?
Pull a random piece of candy. Pull a random question.
Okay. Candy is crackle. And the question is, what puts you in the Halloween mood? Oh, it's such a good question. You know, every year we carve a pumpkin, and that is kind of the thing. We kind of wait till very close to Halloween, actually. So maybe about a week before, we go to the pumpkin patch in town, and we get it, and we try to make something original or interesting. I tried to do my cat once on it. Terrible job. My favorite one, though, we didn't even carve it. We just painted a face on and just jammed a knife in its head and just did some blood dripping down from it. And we put that on our apartment doorstep, and I think it was like really bothering the kids that live next door. So yeah, pumpkin carving is my favorite part of Halloween.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh wow, you don't even have microphones. How embarrassing.
It's built in.
I bet you're not even gonna get good sound here with this.
I probably won't. I probably won't.
Are you gonna cut this or leave this in?
I'll probably cut it.
Damn it. Hello, listeners of We Bleed Orange and Black. This is P.L. McMillan, your favorite Crimson Queen, co-host of the Dead Languages podcast, and author of cosmic horror and space horror, such as What Remains When the Stars Burn Out and Sisters of the Crimson Vine. I'm going to pull out my piece of candy now. What is it? I don't want a Tootsie Roll. That felt like a Tootsie Roll. I don't want that. I want a lollipop. Oh! I got a Tootsie Roll.
Why do you have so many of those things in here? That's horrible. I'm not taking that. What puts you in the Halloween mood? So I don't experience this much in Colorado anymore, but in Winnipeg, Manitoba, we definitely had a shift in seasons when I was a kid, so every tree would change color. And then you'd feel that sharp bite in the wind when you knew like the season was changing. Oh, so good. But back when I was a kid, it would often snow on Halloween, so also the idea of having to put a snowsuit under a Halloween costume. So you had to plan ahead and buy a Halloween costume that was 4 times bigger than what you needed so your snowsuit could go underneath. So yeah, probably that, the changing leaves and like the added bite to the wind. And I'm not eating the Tootsie Pop, I'm gonna take something else I want. And you can't stop me, I want a Starburst. You can't stop me, and I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take all the candy.
Hi, my name is Hilary Wilson. I'm with the Folklore podcast, and I just got my first 2 manuscript quests, so I am reaching into the bag. I got a red Tootsie Pop. Aha! Something disgusting has come to me. What was your first horror book is the question. Now, I am inclined to believe that my first horror book is Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, which is what everybody says. I was scarred by Harold, the same as everybody else was, but I'm gonna take a little turn because there's another book that I grew up with that I think is a better example of horror. Because Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, the illustrations are what really gets you. And I mean, it's folklore, so the folklore is what really gets you. But scarier, in terms of existential dread and lasting impact, is the Velveteen Rabbit, which I grew up with at an even younger age. I had this beautiful illustrated version of it. I also had a pet rabbit that I caught out in the woods with my grandma. And the idea of that kind of smothering love and destruction that only by being destroyed do you become real is a very weird idea to impart to a child. And it's something that the longer I think about it, the weirder it gets. And I think that's my first horror book.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
My name is Johnny Compton. I am the author of The Spite House, Devils Kill Devils, which are both out currently. My forthcoming novel in February is called Dead First. I also have a short story collection called Midnight Somewhere, coming out in December. I am reaching in the bag, and I'm not looking, I'm not cheating, for candy. And I am getting, a Tootsie Fruit Chew, which I would rather have than a Tootsie Roll, because Tootsie Rolls are fake chocolate. Put me on the record for that. Trick-or-treating for questions. Oh, here we go. Oh, this is a lengthy question looking. Is this your first StokerCon? Oh, this is almost too easy of a question. I was hoping for something. Yeah, let's save that for somebody else. I want something like juicy.
All right.
Who do you hate most at StokerCon? And then I hold up a mirror to myself.
And smash it over your
And smash
Say
it.
your own name 7 times into the mirror.
Exactly. Oh, what is your least favorite candy? Super hot take. I've never been a Butterfinger fan. And I know people love Butterfinger. They absolutely love it. There are people that pledge by Butterfinger. Ever since I was a kid, I was like, Halloween, the people that gave me like 2 Butterfingers, because a lot of kids are like, oh, this is the best thing. What do you see in it? I don't even understand what's in a Butterfinger other than like an insert that ruins the chocolate exterior. That is my take.
Some kind of fiberglass. And
it's hideous.
Yeah, miss me with those Butterfingers.
Hell yes. Exactly. Bart Simpson, you son of a bitch, don't lay a finger on my Butterfinger. Nobody wants to lay a finger on your goddamn Butterfinger. Get out of here.
Just off the lobby where we're all partying here at HWA, and it's this weird room with nobody in it. There's a spotlight. It's just like this weird empty room. Oh, Jesus. Anyway, I'm not sure how I got in here exactly, and the geometry isn't really making... Anyway, we're having a great time here at StokerCon. Finding liminal spaces in our hotel.
You gotta see the corner. Oh, no, stand in the corner. Oh!
Wait.
You gotta get in that corner.
Don't do... Oh, God.
good. The lemon chicken and waffles. Always a good move. Did you just regular maple syrup on it, or did you do other stuff?
If it's maple syrup, yes.
What is an ombre pretzel? I know what ombre means, and I know what pretzel means, but I don't know what it means when you put them together.
Maybe how it was baked. Like it has a gradation of the brown. From like soft to hard.
If it was half baked and they are marketing it as ombre, that is fucking genius.
One bad ombre.
One bad ombre.